I've been keeping up with Invincible recently, and this newest season for real cemented Invincible for having the worst life I've ever seen a superhero endure within a TV show. And the root cause for almost all of Mark's hardships is because of his own race, these damn Viltrumites. This race or society of people are the pure embodiment of straight violence and enhanced ignorance. Nothing else comes close to them. Could you imagine chilling right behind this man Thragg, and he looks at you dead in the eye saying, will you betray us in the future? And you truthfully say, hell no, I would never do that, twin. But then his schizo ass says, nah, you know what? I don't believe you. Wait, what you mean you don't believe? Nah! And he just slimes you out on the spot purely for the love of the game. Bro ain't even do nothing. He just killed him for absolutely no reason. And if you think that itself is crazy, come look at this, bro. Because what type of society makes it a tradition to have parents tag team jump their child on their 18th birthday? They were such a problem that they just had to resort to booming nearly his entire race with a virus that drove them to the edge of extinction. He knew these motherfuckers had to go. These are the type of people that Mark has to deal with every single season, and every time he battles one of them, he just runs into one even stronger than the last, and he's constantly getting his ass handed to. And the worst part is that there's nothing else the people on Earth can do about it, because he's Earth's strongest hero. He's the only one able to deal with them. Deadass, nobody could assist this man in any sort of manner against the Viltrumites except probably Eve. Now in season 4, after an episode where he deadass got dragged to hell against his will on some bullshit, he can't even have the second to have a normal conversation with his girlfriend without Nolan and Alan pulling up being like, hey bro, we gotta go to war against the Viltrumites. And the worst thing is that he's sort of forced to go, or else they will come to Earth, and he alone is not stopping all of the Viltrumites by himself. Before I even say anything about what happens to Mark in this war, I am still to this day still wondering just one thing. Why did we invite Oliver to come along? They for real said, yeah, let's send a 3-year-old to war against the strongest people in the verse. Absolutely nothing could go wrong here. Why did Debbie and Mark sign off on this shit, bro? You gonna see very soon that the team was way better off if he would have just took his bitch ass home. Anyways, the way that this war starts just had me completely and utterly befuddled, because their ship gets boomed, leaving 5 of them in space to fight 3 Viltrumites, and lo and behold, Conquest pulls up, and this moment marks the point of where all the bullshit begins. Y'all see what I did there? Now, Mark is completely hornswoggled because it took him breaking 3 of his 4 limbs in his body and Eve getting a power-up to even have a chance at defeating this man. Now, because of Cecil's bitch ass, he gotta start back over at square one, and Eve isn't there to help him this time. You know just how much your life has to suck to the point that the person you thought was gone from existence because you thought you killed him with your own hands, who also turns out to be the absolute last person you would ever want to fight again, just pulls up on you on a random Tuesday like nothing ever happened. I would be shitting bricks, I can't lie. That's straight tomfoolery. Not only do you have to deal with Conquest again, you have your younger brother with you that has the combat IQ of a goldfish and the survival instincts of a deer when they see an entire semi-truck barreling towards them. I swear, bro, the Viltrumites were calling him Oliver the Liability Grayson while they was in space because, bro, what does he even do? I'm being so serious when I say that Oliver fighting just makes Mark's life 10 times harder and stressful than it is already if he just wasn't there, because him and Nolan constantly have to make sure that his dumbass doesn't get one shot. This man Oliver fighting is deadass like eating Arby's, being a fan of Brennan Pajemski and listening to Rod Wave in the Big 26 because gang, he's so ass. Look, I'm not expecting him to be super strong at all or a franchise player, but he gotta at least have a brain cell or two and have some pattern recognition to realize that he is not built to 1v1 Conquest. And this man Oliver for real got the nerve to talk and be like,
we killed you once, we can do it again.
Bro, who is we? Who is we? You were busy getting bounced off straight concrete and nearly ripped apart if it wasn't for Mark saving you. You didn't kill him. And of course, the first thing he do is pull out his signature move, scream, and charge right at Conquest. And would you look at that? This man is 5 seconds away from getting done like Red Rush. But of course, Nolan comes in and checks Conquest across the face. And from this point on is when Invincible and Conquest start going at it. Meanwhile, Oliver is getting clapped like clockwork, and because he's not used to not breathing in space, Nolan tells tells him to fly to a nearby planet, to which Conquest immediately peeps and instantly switches targets from Mark to Oliver. And bro, if Mark was just a split second late, this man Oliver would have caught the nastiest, most ludicrous head slap of his entire life. Conquest got the widest grin on his face too. He knew this man was free eats and everything, but Mark straight up Miles Garrett tackles Conquest, and the second that he did that, he gripped his hands tight around his neck and told this man, "You are never breathing again," because for the entire fight he does not let go of Conquest once. Mark was making sure that he was dead this time for sure. He even bit Conquest's finger off with pure rage and determination in his eyes as Conquest was running out of air. So then, as a last resort, Conquest decided to resort to the Viltrumite special move. He straightened out his hand and stabbed Mark straight through the stomach. Conquest for real made Mark do an 100% accurate Rengoku donut impression, but that's not all. He turned Mark from a donut to a donut with a side of spaghetti, because that man Conquest just started pulling Mark's guts right out of his body. And dog, this was genuinely one of the most uncomfortable scenes to watch throughout the entire show. My stomach hurts every time I see this shit. Like, bro, what superhero do you know is getting done like this in a fight ever? The writers for real torturing Mark more and more every single fight. I swear, they doing this for the love of the game. And every time you think it's done, it just kept going. Like, bro, how is this man Conquest not dead yet? So what felt like an eternity of Mark getting turned into an Italian dish, Conquest finally goes out, and somehow Mark manages to survive this shit because he's... So after 2 months of Mark recovering from his injury, they return to Telescria, grouping up with Space Racer and my GOAT Battle Beast, heading to Viltrum to try and get the jump on the Viltrumites. But when they get there, all they see is Thragg waiting for them aura farming, when suddenly they start getting jumped by the Viltrumites. They knew they were coming, and so they all start boxing. And this episode alone just showed how much stronger Thragg was from every other Viltrumite. This man makes Conquest look like a toddler. This dude hooked his arm back so hard that he started airbending. Are you seeing this shit? So we cut back to space after Nolan gets his shit rocked, and bro, I actually loathe this man Oliver. He gotta go. Before this fight even started, these two warned Oliver and said, "Hey bro, please do not fight this man Thragg by yourself." And what does he do? Charges straight at Thragg by himself, yelling and screaming. Say on Triple T that this man Oliver has a functioning brain inside his head, because I'm convinced he just don't have one. This is the third time he has done the exact same thing that clearly doesn't work against someone like Conquest, and now he want to try it against someone that's not only stronger than Conquest, but is quite literally the strongest Viltrumite of their race. Oliver, please take your ass home, bruh. I actually don't know what's worse, having the Immortal or Oliver on your roster. So Thragg catches Oliver's punch, and with a swift motion, he grabs his arm and rips it off while smacking him clean across the jaw. And Mark sees all of this unfold, and he's like, "Bro, what did I just tell you?" Mark, we would not blame you if you just left this man in space. I promise you, no one would blame you at all. So Mark charges straight at Thragg, but he just simply throws him away. And this is where Mark tells him that he killed Conquest, and all the Viltrumites peep this shit. So Thragg is like, "Alright, bet. Show me." So Mark takes all his strength and punches Thragg, which he completely negates using his crisp ass hairline. Bro, when I saw this man get a demonic ass impact frame when Mark punched him and he didn't move an inch, I knew it was raps right then and there. Like, bro, I want y'all to see this combo he hit Mark with. He hit him so hard he went dizzy, gut checked him, grabbed him by the neck, and then bitch slapped him away like he was swatting away an annoying ass fly. Yeah, nah, if I ever get hit with some shit like this, dog, I'm immediately switching teams. Fuck that. So then Nolan gets the brilliant idea to get Mark and Thetis to just eviscerate their entire planet. And after seeing his entire home get obliterated, this man Thragg wanted all the smoke. He rushed Thetis and just completely took his head off without even trying and crushed his skull. So then Nolan and Mark tried a 2v1, but it was pretty much useless. They for real cannot do a single thing to him. Nolan gets the same treatment that Mark got from Conquest, and at this point it's GG's. Mark then gets headbutted and Thragg starts to crush his eyes, and he was about to kill him until he realizes that there were so few Viltrumites left, it wasn't worth to kill Mark and Nolan, so he just left them there in space and they left. Eventually, Mark gets a bad feeling that they went to Earth to boom his planet just like they boomed Viltrum, and at first it seems like they weren't there until Thragg pulls up aura farming, giving them an ultimatum that they were going to live on his planet, and if he doesn't agree to it, they will fuck up the entire Earth. I can't even begin to feel the frustration of being Earth's strongest hero and having the strongest villains in the verse pull up to my home and you can't do anything about it because they could just overpower you without even trying. That is actually insane. Yeah, bro, if this was me, please just slime me out, gang. Invincible got that shit.
Pull up on my block, we smoke that AEO.